it's not necessarily the easiest thing when you have accelerating inflation nationwide. I mean, I think that they had said there was not going to be any inflation in 2021. The White House did, even though they were printing all this money and had done a major effort to crimp energy production in the United States. How come it's wrong to produce our own oil and gas here, but you can go to Saudi Arabia and fist bump to try to get it from Saudi? I mean, it makes no sense that we wouldn't do it. We have opportunities here to be energy independent and not have to worry about any of these other countries, and yet they're intentionally not doing it. And you can't run a modern economy on windmills. You just can't do it. So we do a lot of solar in Florida. It is a complement. It does not displace the traditional forms of energy. And so now we're in a situation, they're bragging that gas has gone down over the last however many weeks. It's still over $4. Like, I had never seen it over $4 in my whole life living here. So, I mean, it's really, but that is the problem. It's just when you're cranking the printing presses, you're making energy more expensive, you know, that creates an upward pressure on all of this stuff. And so the acceleration from May to June that we saw at the end of June, not only was, they said it wouldn't happen, then they said it was a blip, then they said it would peak soon. It still didn't peak even after that. And so that's really making it difficult for a lot of people, you know, to make ends meet. I mean, you can have opportunities for more income. You get a 9-10% pay increase, and that's wiped out immediately with the Biden inflation. So it's a big problem, and certainly from a supply chain perspective, some of the stuff with the insanity with the COVID policies have been a huge problem, you know, over the years. I mean, just think about it. Like, you can't even go into Canada without producing medical papers. I mean, how ridiculous is this that they're still trying to cling to all this stuff? But I think all this has had a real serious impact. You know, in Florida, when they wanted to impose, COVID shot mandates, we stopped it. I mean, we made sure that people wouldn't lose their job over this. It's wrong. And it was so, I think, you know, it irked me because, you know, we very early in 21, we said, you know, no government COVID vax mandate for school children or for government agencies like police and fire. They wanted to take some of these police officers and firefighters who'd been working the whole time during COVID and then all of a sudden fire them because they didn't get a shot. Many of them have already had COVID anyways and had infection-conferred immunity. And the same thing with the nurses. You know, they wanted to fire these nurses who were just basically doing a good job, just want to be able to make decisions. And we saved a lot of jobs there as well. But particularly with the truckers, you know, if we had not done what we done, you would have had truckers that would have, some of them just would have retired. If they would have been put to the choice, they just would have retired. They were not going to bend the knee. And that would have been a huge disruption throughout the state of Florida. And so we were right to make sure that we were doing that. And, you know, with the school children, we saw that very early on, I mean, over a year and a half ago, and made sure that parents were protected. They want to do, like Biden, you know, he's criticizing Florida because we're recommending against jabbing these 6-month-old babies. You know, there's no evidence that says that has been effective. And the thing is even though they've been prattling about this, parents nationwide, the uptake is like 2% nationwide. And, you know, some of that, if you take out, you know, some of the states that have higher, I mean, the average state's like 1.5%. So parents are seeing this. They understand that this was flimsy data. They understood that it should not have gotten emergency use authorization. They understand that kids are very low risk. And so, and most of these kids have had COVID by now. And so they're making those informed decisions. You know, we said people can do what they want, but we are not recommending it, and we are not doing any programs. And of course, we have provided substantive protections for parents so that they can't do what they try to do in California, deny a kid an education based on a COVID shot. That's wrong. And so we're happy to stand up for that.